Hello, this is Jack from teachingeslonline.com, and in this video I'm going to go through my 6-step plan for creating, selling and scaling an online course. So there are 6 steps to this, and you can think about these steps in 2 parts. So part 1 to 4 is stage 1, and then 5 and 6 is stage 2. And I'll explain why that is relevant a little bit later. Now, you've probably clicked on this video because you've been thinking about creating an online course, or you're in that process of getting things started. Now, I just want to say very briefly that the best way to scale a teaching business is to create and sell an online course. And my income has been solely from online course sales since 2015. And I have a course for English language learners and also one for English teachers. Okay, so I can't recommend enough starting this journey. And it's going to be a journey, one where you get started, you make changes to what you've done, you pivot at times, and there are going to be lots of obstacles in your way too. But if you're committed to getting over those obstacles and creating something of value and helping people and obviously scaling this, then get started on this journey. And this video is going to help you do that. Now, if you want to get the PDF version of this video and some bonus material, just go into the description, click on the link and download that PDF. I'm going to have some extra tidbits and tips for you that will help you implement this plan. So let's just get started with step 1, and it is to build. Step 1 is to build. Not your course, but your email list, to build your audience. Now, I recommend you do this right from the beginning, because the larger the audience you have when it comes to step 4, the better. So start this process right now. But also, it's going to help you get feedback on your course ideas, because you can ask your audience about the ideas that you have, the modules that you're creating, any kind of lessons that you create that you want feedback on, and also just communicating with people who might buy your course is going to help you really just clarify the kind of solutions that you can offer for your audience. And also, you can also make people feel part of that process, so that when it comes to launching your course, they'll more likely buy your course. Okay, so step 1 is to build an audience. And like I said before, start with email. Email is going to be the #1 way that you'll sell your course. The majority of your sales are going to come through email. But don't neglect social media as well. Build up your Facebook, Instagram, YouTube channels, whichever ones you prefer. I know that these 2 work hand in hand. Now, if you want to learn more about building an email list and also this stage 2, then I do have an article on that. I'll leave a link in the description to that, and also my recommended software. Many of you might already be at this stage, okay? And if so, just keep on building. Now, I'm going to talk about what these numbers mean in a little while. So, step 1, build that email list, and continue building this as you go through these other stages. Okay, step 2. So the big one is to create the course. To create the course. And you can actually split this up into 2 areas, where the first stage is coming up with the idea, the plan, the draft, thinking about your modules and lessons, and then the next step is to actually create it. The majority of online courses these days are video-based training. But you can also think about other things that you can add to the course too. Things like worksheets, feedback from people, PDF downloads, audio downloads, and stuff like that. So this creation process, there's a lot to it. And like I said, it starts with your initial idea. And I recommend brainstorming a bunch of ideas for online courses and then choosing one which you think is best. Some other things to bear in mind: you might want to create a big flagship course that is all encompassing and it has everything included in it, or you might want to create lots of mini courses. And that decision might be based on where you host your course, which we'll talk about in a second. But once you have your idea, split it up into modules and then lessons. So think about the different sections of the course that you can create. If for example, you're making a course on how to make or how to grow your YouTube channel, then one module might be the initial setup, what equipment you're going to need. Another module might be tips to make better videos. Then we're talking about the types of videos you might want to make. And then another module might be growth strategies for YouTube. So you can see how you can break a topic up into different sections. And then within those sections, you can have different lessons, different video lessons. And then from there, it's a matter of thinking about, okay, am I going to be on camera or am I going to create slides or maybe a combination of the two? This will depend on your niche and your topic. I prefer to create lots of slides and then also have myself on camera at the beginning and at the end of each lesson. But again, it's up to you about how you do this. Use something like Keynote or PowerPoint and then just do the voiceover. Record the video, export it, do any editing that you need to do, and then create all the other materials that you'll include in the course. There's a lot to it, but I definitely recommend going a little bit more slowly with the beginning stages so that you can sit on ideas, you can get feedback from people on your course topics and modules. But then when it comes to shooting the videos, take 2 or 3 days, just time block this time and blast these videos out. Gain some momentum as you start creating them. Okay, so creating your course, that's obviously a really important step of this. Now, number 3, you can think about number 3 as well from the start, and it might help you think about how you're going to create your course. But it's where you're going to host it and how you're going to sell it. And I've put 3 here because I think there are 3 main options. You can put this on your own website. So you can create a membership website where people buy your course and they get access to your course. Or you can use something like Udemy, which is a student marketplace where you upload your videos and your courses and people hopefully find it on the marketplace and buy your course. Or you could use something like Teachable, which is like a middle option where you have quite a lot of control over things, but it's still using a third-party platform. So those are the 3 options. And whenever you're thinking about which option to choose, know that there's usually a trade-off between control and ease of use. Because Udemy has the least amount of control for course creators. They are very strict on the pricing, their discounts, the way the course looks, what you can include in your course. For example, you can't include affiliate links in courses now on Udemy, but it's really easy to create a course on Udemy in terms of uploading it and the templates you're going to use. And when you think about your website, this gives you full control over how it looks, how you deliver the course, how much it costs, just every aspect of this, like the checkout process too. But there's a lot more to do here. You need to do things like get plugins, make sure the checkout page is working. You might need to be a little bit technical here too. But in that PDF bonus guide, I'll include some more information and also a 4th option, which might make things a little bit easier. Now, I would recommend to go with Teachable for a lot of people. And I'll leave my affiliate link in the description if you want to use that and sign up with Teachable. But again, it just depends on what kind of control you want to have and also how easy you want this to be. Now I'm going to share a bonus tip near the end of this video that might take a bit of pressure off all these decisions, okay? Step 4, once you have built your email list to a place where you want it to be, created your course, found your host for the course, thought about things like creating your sales page and coming up with a pricing strategy too. Now it's time to launch it. This is the exciting part. You've done the work. Now it's time to promote it. Now, 5, what does this mean? It means I recommend launching a course over 5 days. Okay? So this might mean that you open the course on Monday and close it on Friday. Or open the course on Monday with a special early bird discount, and then that discount goes away on Friday. Or open the course with some great bonuses, and those bonuses expire on Friday. But 5 days is a really good time to launch a course. You might want to do it over 3 days, maybe even 1 day, or 10 days. But I think if in doubt, go for 5. Now, this launch period is stressful. It can get emotional and emotionally draining. And at the end of it, you're going to be, as I would say, completely knackered. You're going to be so tired and exhausted because this is like a big stage for you because you've done all the work and now it's time for people to buy it. And you're going to go through stages where you think, oh, no one's buying it. Yes, somebody's bought it. They've asked for a refund straight away. The next day, send out your email, proofread it, make sure it's okay, make sure there are no mistakes on it. Send the email out, wait for sales to come in. They don't come in, then someone buys it. It's just constantly like a roller coaster ride. And you're going to be putting out fires, making sure that everything's working okay, answering questions as soon as you get them. So launch week is stressful. I recommend trying to get some help, whether that be your partner or a friend, just to help you through this initial stage. And also know that you're going to be sending emails every day and probably 2 on the last day. So 6 emails in 5 days is a really good benchmark. But you're going to be doing other things like promoting it on social media, and you might want to do some advertising too, especially retargeting. Now, these numbers here are significant because when I launched my first course, I had 500 people on my list. When I launched my second course, I had about 1,000 people on my list. And I think this is a good number to aim for before you launch. It will depend on your market and the type of people on your list. Because if it's a terrible list, a terrible email list with people who are never going to buy, then it doesn't matter how many people you have on there. Whereas you might have 100 people who are just raging to buy that course, and that's all you need. So try and gauge that and think about the type of people on your course. But I think 1,000 people is a really good benchmark for your initial launch. The more the better. You know, with everything equal, the more the better. Let me know your thoughts on that if you've launched a course before, about what number you think is a good benchmark. So take some time to write the emails ahead of time when you're launching, and then take a break after you do this. Like I said, it's exhausting. You need to take a break once you've done and celebrate. You know, if you get a specific amount of people into your course, celebrate. And in fact, if you crack this, okay, this is why I'm going to separate this into 2 parts. If you crack this and you create a course that people like, that people buy, and that people don't immediately ask for a refund for, so if you've got a good refund rate or a low refund rate, then in a way you can think, okay, I've cracked it. I've cracked it. I've created something that people want to buy. Okay? Then you can go on to 5 and 6. This is the next stage. This is where you've done the work, you've done all the research, you've built out a course, you've launched it. Now it's time to make more sales. And like I said at the start, selling online courses is the best way to scale your teaching business because you've put the work in, you've got a course that people like, that's already done. You don't need to do more to this course, or you don't need to create a new course every time someone buys. It's just a matter of going out there and promoting it now and selling it. And there are 2 steps to this. Step 1, or step 5, if we're continuing this, is to automate. Automate the sales process. And it's similar to building an email list at the start, okay? But instead of in real time sending out launch emails, you automate a launch. Okay, so you're promoting your course through a pre-written series of emails that people are going to go through once they join your email list. Now, just very briefly, go read that article about email marketing, but very briefly, you want to give something away for free in order for people to sign up to your list. You want to be able to offer something of value up front in order for people to go through this automation. So this might just be a free PDF download. like 7 tips for better YouTube videos, something related to your course. So there are a few things you can do here. My favorite is to offer a personalized deadline when people sign up. So this deadline is automatically generated when someone joins your email list. So when they download that free PDF guide, then they're going to get email 1, and then within 10 days, they're going to have, or the offer for them is going to end. Okay, so maybe, let's just say you offer a discount during your launch, and then you offer a discount again for this automation, $100 off. So you can send out 10 emails over those 10 days that firstly lead to your course. So you're building trust, you're sending out value, people are reading these emails and they're getting a lot out of it. And then you say, hey, if you're really serious about this, I've got a course and here's $100 off, which you have 5 days to take advantage of. So what you're doing is you're taking your launch, you're putting it into an automation, and you're giving it to people as they join your email list. And this is such a powerful way to sell a course that you already have. Now, there are other ways you can do this as well. For example, you can do something like the PS method, where you send out content, either automated or en masse, where you're telling stories, you're giving advice, you're helping people. And then you say, by the way, if you're serious about this, then I've got a course, go check it out. And you don't need to offer a discount, you don't need to offer bonuses here or anything else. But no, in most cases, when you're doing an automation, some kind of urgency helps. Some kind of urgency helps. And that's what I've been doing for quite a long time now, offering a bonus to people who sign up for my course within 10 days of joining my email list. This is such an important stage. And then once you've got that done, now it's time to grow. Now it's time to get more people into this automation. And this is the fun part, because once you have all of this set up and you've got a course people like and you've got an automation that works, then you know that creating more content is going to lead to more sales, that your content is actually going to benefit you in a real sense. Because when you're in this stage and building your email list, you just don't know if they're going to buy your course 6 months down the line when it's ready, or 2 weeks down the line when it's ready. But when you have this done, you know that the more content you do, the better. For example, I recently made a video called the 5-Step Plan for English Fluency. And a lot of people watched this. And I also talked about go get the PDF version of the 5-Step Plan for English Fluency. So people joined this automation, and I saw a big increase in sales because of that video. Because hundreds of people went to download the PDF, went through my automation, and then bought the course. A certain amount of people bought the course. So I knew that that content was actually going to work for me in a real sense. So this is when you're thinking about a content strategy and also maybe an advertising strategy, where you're creating content, you're given a call to action, which is to download your guide, they're going through the automation, and then they're buying your course. So this is a great stage to be at. And like I said, once you've cracked it, then it's just about scaling things. Now, when I say crack it as well, know that you can always improve upon things. And I'm just going to talk very briefly about the first course I made for English learners and how that has evolved over time. So like I said, the first time I launched my course, I had 500 people on the course. I went with a very easy way to host it using a third-party platform, which I don't recommend anymore, but it was perfect back then. And I actually created the lessons. It was like a 6-week-long video series where I gave a live lesson once a week, and that live lesson was recorded. So people could take the class in real time, or they could just wait for the recording. But I didn't actually create anything except for the general outline before I launched it. So I was really bare bones and bootstrapped here, and I used a host which was really easy to use. I didn't really create a lot before I launched it. People bought it, then I created the course. Then the next version I put on my own website, so I changed the host. I pre-recorded the videos and made 6 modules this time, and there was about 4 hours of content. And then I relaunched it. And then, after a while, I realized that English learners wanted materials and not theory. So I kind of took the course, I just recreated the course again, kept it on my website and relaunched it. And then now I'm in this process of automation and growing because it's a course that works. But I'm constantly adding to it as well. So I'm constantly improving it and also just replacing different sections that I've done before. So if the first time you don't crack it or you're not really happy with your results, learn from it and know that you can improve what you have. You might need to make a pivot and do something completely different. But a lot of people are really concerned about making this work first time in a really big way. Know that that is quite rare. You might be able to do this, and if you do, great. But if you don't, get feedback on people about the course, what they like about it and what they don't. Think about how you can do a better launch. Think about how you can get more of the right people on your email list. And then also think about, do I need to change the host here? Do I need to do something else with this? But work at it and know that if you do reach the stage where people love a course and you know you can scale it, then you can just concentrate on this part, which is the fun part. Okay, so that is my 6-step plan for creating and scaling an online course. And like I said, it comes in 2 stages. Now, I highly recommend that you go into the description and download that PDF guide, because this is a way that you can go through the content from this video and just start implementing things. And I'll link to my favorite resources and give you some bonus tips as well. So just go into the description, click that link, enter your email and go get that PDF guide. And if you have enjoyed this video, then please like and share it with your friends. Okay, that's everything for now. Leave any questions you have below. Thank you so much for watching.